Hello, I hope you're having a lovely day. Anyway, this is another 30-day anime art challenge video, and I'm doing it differently this year because I'm using a wheel to decide what I'm actually doing for each day. So let's spin the wheel. And it is who is my favorite anime couple. Now, my go-to, I have two from the same series, which is from Fairy Tail. Now, my first ever one was Die Hard, was the NaLu one, which is Natsu and Lucy. However, when I actually finished the series and stuff like that, and I actually read it, and I finished watching it and also read the manga and stuff, then it became GaLe, which is Gajeel and Levy. And honestly, them two, these two couples I love equally, so I had to draw them both. So that's why I'm drawing both Natsu and Levy and Gajeel. Oh, yeah, Natsu and Lucy, and also Gajeel and Levy. Because at first when Gajeel came in, I was like, no, don't you? And then just but yeah, how he did that to her. And then later on, if you've read, actually no, it'll be in the anime now, but when he goes, you think he's gonna die, and it's so sad, and oh my god, I hope I'm just not spoiled anything for you guys. But yeah, so these two couples I absolutely love. Yes, both of them love. So I've done my sketch layer, which is as you should know by now, if you do watch my content or anything like that, or even if you just do art in general, I do feel like you should know doing shapes and refining those shapes. And if you don't, try it out. It really does help and actually improve your artwork a lot to try and get the shapes down and then refine those shapes. I don't know, it does make what you're drawing and where your placement and stuff is a lot more better, in my opinion. At least I found it really good to do it that way. If you've never tried it, please try it out. When I do my digital art, love it because you can draw the shapes on a different layer on top of your reference image, and then you can lower the opacity down on the reference image and then actually see just the shapes that you have, and then you can put them shapes next to that, so then you can learn where your placement is and the size different and shape of the shapes and stuff. I love doing that, and I feel like I think it would be cool to try out if you would feel like you're struggling in your art. Yes, so I do the shapes and then I refine those shapes, and then when I've refined those shapes, I do the line art. And recently I love my line art to be a darker shade or a darker contrast to the actual base color of what I'm doing, so it's not just a harsh black line. So with the NaLu, which is Natsu and Lucy, I have the skin kind of like a brown color, or at least recently, instead of using this light brownish color, which I've been using, but when I actually add on top the shading layer, which I use the airbrush tool, it makes the line art either look a little bit lighter than it should do, and I don't want it to. I want it to look darker, but you learn, you live and learn. This is what happened with the skin, at least. The line art became a little bit lighter than I wanted it to be, so I have been using a darker brown for the line art. And like with the hair was perfect, at least with the line art and stuff, but I just didn't want the harsh black lines anymore. Sorry if you can hear the dogs next door, it's fine, they're just playing, but just in case you can hear them. Anyway, so I love trying different techniques, at least in my last Patreon video. If you did see it, if you didn't, it's fine. But basically it's I like to try different things. So with the Patreon video, I actually tried different techniques. So I actually tried using a charcoal pencil kind of thing going on for the girl group that I drew. And then I also used the pencil, which I used for the final piece for the anime drawing that I did. Now the pencil I actually love to use for my sketch layer, and the refine layer I love using it for that. And I love using they kind of, it's not a felt pen, it's more like an ink one of them ink pens. I'll have in the description what tools, or I'll try and have in the description the tools of what I use, or at least the tools that I use. But yes, I use that so it's nice and smooth. I do like my art being nice and smooth. I do like though when some stuff is textured. So I think I had texture in the background, or at least with the GaLe one that I'm drawing right now. I actually used that for the wall. I just think if you're gonna do art, I would really advise, obviously I can't force you to do anything obviously, but I would advise to try loads of different things, especially if you're like in a rut and you don't know what you're going to do, or if you feel like your art's not improving. Try different tools and you might fall in love with different tools and different ways of how to do different art. Now, I'm a procrastinator, as you can see. I do like to colour in with the block coloured, and then I'll rub out the bar around the sides. I have different, sometimes, you know what, when I'm feeling, sometimes I'll do it that way, or sometimes I'll colour it in like normal, but that's why it looks like that, like I'm rubbing out the edges and, you know, trying to get it into I just do that sometimes. It's just how I do it. I don't think that's gonna change. So please don't ask me to change. There's the texture of the wall. That's the pencil texture of that, and I also tried to make the stars and stuff like that look a bit starry, so I had different shades of white and grey. But yeah, I love to, when I do my shadings for people or the characters, I like to use the airbrush, and I do multiple layers. You can't see the layers actually. I thought you might do, but you can't. But I have multiple layers, literally multiple. It goes by the final of these, it's like I'm going near to 100 layers plus, because I like to have the layers of like grey, darker grey, black. So that's like 4 layers, and then I also go from that to adding light and adding shades, and then adding lightness and stuff like that to it. So then obviously with her dress, I'll add like a nice pinky purple tone and then it'll go lighter pastel purple, and then little shades of white. I do actually like to add a little bit of oomph, so I try and add, like with the blues and the purples, I like to add like, what is it, like a magnetic blue kind of thing that's going on, so it kind of like, I don't know, it shines a bit more. It seems like it shines a bit more. I nearly forgot about Panther Lily there. I really did. But yeah, so that's the entire that is both of my drawings. Who is your favorite anime couple? Who's your, like, you know, go-to anime couple? Name them in the comments, please. Also tell me what tools, if you do digital art, tell me what tools you use, or if you do, you know, traditional art, tell me what you use. I love digital, traditional. I love trying everything new, so just tell me and I'll give it a go, because I just like trying new things. But yeah, so there is both of my Natsu and Lucy and Gajeel and Levy drawings for day 10 of this anime art challenge. I hope that you liked this video. Please like, comment and subscribe for more. I hope that you have a wonderful day filled with creativity, and bye.